Here we have a piece of spruce, softwood, hard mahogany, and hard maple. Let's look into hardness on a scale of 1 to 10. So here we have a piece of softwood. Let's pound on the softwood with a piece of hardwood and see what happens. As you can see, it's easily dented with hardwood. Let's pound on it with the mahogany. And the same thing happens, easily dented. In fact, we can scratch a line on the softwood. However, this piece of softwood has its place both in nature and in construction. After a fire, the spruce tree is one of the first trees to grow, and it provides nesting place for birds after a fire or hurricane damage or flood damage. It provides cover for wildlife, and it also provides oxygen for us to breathe. Hardwood has its place too, both in nature and in construction. Noah built his ark out of acacia wood, and Noah could have complained. God told him to build his ark out of acacia wood, and Noah could have complained and said, "But Lord, it's a heavy wood to work with, and it dulls the tools." But Noah didn't complain. He simply and humbly obeyed God, and he was in his ark almost a year. The rain pounded on the roof of the ark, the waves pounded on the sides, and Noah was kept safe inside the ark, and the ark floated for almost a year. Hardwood, it has its place in God's creation. Let's put this hardwood in the vise, and we'll drill in it with hardened steel. As you can see, it drills quite easily. Hardness. Well, here we have something else that's harder than steel, a sheet of glass. And I have a jackknife here, quite a good quality jackknife of hardened steel. And I'm going to scratch on this glass, as you can hear and see, and nothing happens. In fact, years ago, sandpaper was called glass paper because it was made from ground glass and glue on paper. Now, of course, it's much harder grains that are used. However, as you can see, glass is harder than steel. Well, let's go to another setup now to investigate some more about hardness. Here we have a grinder with an aluminum oxide wheel on one side and a diamond wheel on the other. Let's focus on this diamond wheel, and I'll turn it very slowly so you can see the glittering of the diamonds that are embedded into this wheel. And we're going to be touching hardened steel to the grinder and soft steel, and then we have two rocks here which we're going to be touching to the diamond side of the grinder. These are hard limestone. They're not soft rocks. They're hard limestone, as you can hear. And these rocks are hard enough to sharpen steel. So let's turn the grinder on, and the first thing we're going to touch to the blade is a piece of hardened steel. As you can see, lots of sparks, exploding sparks. This is a very, very hard wheel, hardness of 9.5. Now we'll take the soft steel. It's easily bent. It doesn't break when it's bent. We'll touch it to the wheel. As you can see, they're dull red sparks, almost orange, and the tips don't explode. This is called soft steel or mild steel. However, let's touch now to the diamond side. Let's touch this rock to the diamond side. Just a little. And as you can see, it's easily cut by the diamond. The hardest material ever mined, and its chemical formula is simply C. The same carbon that we breathe out in carbon dioxide. Let's focus on this cut. The same carbon that we breathe out in carbon dioxide, the same carbon that's in rice and sugar and wood, is formed here in this stone in a covalent bond, and it's the hardest material ever mined, hard enough to cut through a stone It's hard enough to cut through a ruby and a sapphire. Of course, we won't do it. My wife has a ruby ring, but we won't be bringing it here. The hardest material ever mined, and formed just by one atom, C, in a covalent bond. Marvels of God's creation. Thank you for watching.